Why are drawings coordinated with specifications and vice versa? Uncoordinated drawings with the specification may cause changes to the contract. Drawings can be construction or shop drawings. Shop drawings are required to address miscoordination. Graphic and pictorial portions of the contract document showing the design, location, dimensions of the work, including plans, elevation, section, details, schedules, and diagram. This description is reference from AIA document A201-2007, General Conditions of the Contract for Construction. There exist important relationships between specifications and drawings. Specifications and drawings are coordinated at concept design. Progressing into design engineering, coordination is now in details. When into contract, these two documents become the appendices or attachments contractually execute construction project. BIM, or Building Information Modeling, is the latest technology affecting project participants. BIM couples traditional CAD-based projects with product information and documentation associated with specific products, systems, and elements found in projects. All this make possible quick turnaround in drawings and well-coordinated plan for execution. Bid. After the pre-bid process, the owner, through his architect's engineer, await the return of the bids by the prospective constructor, submission of proposals by the bidder, evaluation of bids by the owner prior to the award of the contract to the constructor. Key activities of the bid process are invitation to bid, pre-bid meeting, instructions to bidder, minutes of pre-bid meeting, formalized and distributed to all bidders, bid evaluation. Then, the architect's engineers present to the owner the bid return report. Contract review must be performed to ensure that owner's requirements are adequately defined and documented. Constructor can meet the contractual requirements. Any requirements differing from those in the bids are resolved and considered as contract amendments. Then, the amendments are integrated to the contract. In the post-bid, the contract is awarded. Constructor at this stage reviews the original contract. Minor discrepancy should be found. Organizes capability. Initializes related preliminary activities. Setting the organization, readying the mobilization. Prepares all subsequent charging activities, advance payments, bonds, and others. Constructor must be quick at receiving advance payment. That is good practice. Determines the extent of major variations agreed with the owner if there are any. One of the inputs of contract administration, procurement of contract, has a subsection, contract. There are activities to the contract topics. First, procurement methods and contract. Let's go through procurement methods. By what method is the type of construction contract determined? The procurement method for construction contract defines the type of contract for the project. Considerations in contract. Levels of contractual relationships. There are two levels of contractual relationships. Level 1, legal aspect. Contract must be fair and understood by both parties. If it is not fair and clear, the project will go through conflicts, then fail. Level 2, performance. Day-to-day work by constructor requires close working and decision-making relationship with the owner. Project participants must be at the workplace to perform, and decision makers available to rule on matters arising in the project. A construction project has a contract, plus legal obligations. Poorly drafted contract may confuse, lead to profit loss, damage relationships, and/or collapse businesses. There must be clear expectations and basis through learned choice of procurement method that defines the type of contract. Looking deeply into the procurement method, it is the process of acquiring a construction contract. This process is done at the planning stage of a project. The selected procurement method defines the type of construction contract. Will it be lump sum or unit price, cost plus or package deal, or other types? The procurement method determines the contractual relationships of the various contracted services. The pricing methods based on the contractual relationship. The terms of reference. The selected procurement method defines the limitations of the information that will be made available. All of these factors will guide the procurement activities. There are common methods in the procurement of contracts. The preferred method is a decision by the owner. First method is design, bid, build, or DBB, or traditional or conventional. Second is design, build, DB. And third is the management contracting. There are several types of procurement methods available, but we will be limited to these three common methods. There are choices for procurement methods. Let me be clear that I am explaining the procurement of contracts, which is the process before the start of construction. In the procurement of contracts, we have the procurement time. Then we have choice number one, design, bid, build. At design bid phase, owner contracts designer, previously we term as architects, engineers. At design, time T1A is the time spent to offer to design and is awarded the works, plus the time spent to complete the design. At bid, time T1B is the time for a designer to complete the bid documents, plus the time to pre-qualify bidders and start the bidding for construction or build. At build, prospective constructors complete bids for construction or build. Time T1C is the time for constructors to prepare bids and submit, plus the time for the designer to review bids and award to a constructor. After T1A plus T1B plus T1C, construction starts. Choice number 2, design, build. Bids similar to design, bid, build is not done. At design, build, owner issues TOR to designer, builders. The TOR is the project specification written for the owner. Time T2 is the time the designer builders review the TOR and submit bids for design and build, plus the time the owner reviews the bids for the design build works and the awarding. After T2, design construction start. The impacts of the choice is time, risk such as with cost and quality. The key dependencies of the choice are policy or preferred contractual method, going the easier route. Organization structure, are design reviewers available? Risk aversion, is the owner able to handle the risk of a choice? Ability to comply, will the owner follow the processes? Current resources, will they be able to handle the choice made? Further discussions about this will happen in the upcoming slides. Design, bid, build procurement method. We have a contract. There is an owner. The owner has consultants at his discretion, project management, construction management, advisors on financials, contract, etc. Owner contracts with architects, engineers, or designer. Architects, engineers have trade consultants, specialists, and quantity surveyors. Owner contracts with a constructor. Constructor has subcontractors for trades and specialists, commissioning engineers, OEM, original equipment manufacturer, and vendors for materials, machines, or services. Constructor coordinates with architects, engineers. These acts are provided for in the contracts between the owner and the constructor and between the owner and the architects, engineers. Design, bid, build contractual links for a typical large project. Small to medium projects can be flexible and adapted to the needs of a project. Owner contracts with architects, engineers. This is within the CMS, Construction Management Service Group. Owner contracts with CA, Contracts Administrator. Owner contracts with PM, Project Manager. Owner contracts with QS, Quantity Surveyor. Owner then contracts with General Constructor. General Constructor has subcontractors. General Constructor contracts with an owner-nominated subcontractor. This nominated subcontractor is indirectly supervised by the owner, but directly managed by the constructor. Communication flow. Owner communicates contractually with PM, project management. In all cases, owner may communicate with contracts administrator. Owner may communicate with architects, engineers. Owner may communicate with quantity surveyor. Project manager, as the owner's representative, communicates with general constructor. All contractual communications only come from the project manager. General constructor communicates with nominated subcontractor and all of his subcontractors. Some types of contract under design, bid, build. Lump sum or fixed price. Sum is fixed prior to start. The basis for determining the sum with quantity as supplied by owner. Drawings, firm BOQ. Without quantity, drawings, schedule, specification. Measurement or unit price. Sum is finalized after completion. Assessed on remeasure per earlier agreed basis. Cost reimbursement or cost plus. Sum is based on actual cost of labor, plant, materials, plus overhead costs and profit. Design, bid, build, explain. The owner has a concept for the project. This concept is written into the project. The owner approves the project brief. By this time, the owner had contracted with the designer or architects engineers. The TOR, terms of reference, is developed by the architects engineers to become the detailed construction specification. The owner approves the TOR and goes through the conceptual design up to the final design. The bid process is managed by the architects, engineers, and make ready the bid documents. These bid documents are approved by the owner. Invitations to bid are sent to prospective constructors for build or construction proposals. Prospective constructors return their bids according to the bid documents. The contract is awarded after bid review. I am highlighting the process of the design, bid, build, procurement method. Just to clarify, the start of construction is after the completion of the procurement process. Design, build, procurement method. We have a contract. There is an owner. The owner has consultants at his discretion. Project management, construction management, advisors on financials, contract, etc. Owner contracts with a general constructor, with architects, engineers, or designer. General contractor has subcontractors for trades and specialists, commissioning engineers, original equipment manufacturers, and vendors for materials, machines, or services. Plus, architects, engineers, which are trade consultants, specialists, and quantity surveyors. Design, build, contractual links. Also, for a large project, small to medium projects can be adapted and made flexible to the needs of project. Owner contracts with general contractor. General contractor may contract with architects, engineers, or has architects, engineers in his organization. General contractor may contract with QS, quantity surveyor, or has QS in his organization. General contractor may contract with CA, contracts administrator, or has CA in his organization. General contractor contracts with subcontractors. And this is the communication flow. Owner communicates directly with general contractor. General contractor within his organization communicates with architects, engineers. General contractor communicates with quantity surveyors. General contractor communicates with contracts administrator. General contractor communicates with subcontractors. Some types of contract under design build. Package deal or turnkey. Owner settles for a complete package based on standard specifications from a commercial firm or specifications writer. Design and build. Project documents written with contractor's design obligation relating to the works in mind. The project documents are assumed to be carefully written so the general contractor make the correct interpretations of the works. Contractors design for specific elements only. Works and materials contract, including limited design provisions on identified portion of the work. The general contractor is assigned to design a specific functionality of the total work. An example is designing a sub-process composed of machine system that is only a part of a total process. Design, build, explain. The owner has a concept of his construction project. Others prepare the specification of this concept. These others can be a construction specifications writer that I had introduced to you earlier in the topics about the development of contracts. A TOR, terms of reference, is derived. Bid by owner for design-build proposals by general constructors. The prospective general constructors have the capability to do design engineering and to build or construct the project. Return bids are received by the owner. The bids must be according to the TOR. The owner awards the design-build works to the selected general contractor. A design-build contract is signed by both parties. General contractor proceeds with the conceptual design, preliminary design, and will be approved by the owner. Upon approval, detailed design to final design. Then the construction starts. At the end of the project could result to some discrepancies, and there can be contractual disconnect. These are disputes waiting to happen. I am highlighting the process covered under design, build, procurement method. Factors taken into account when procuring the design, build contract. Project brief is prepared by the owner, developed into terms of reference by a specifications writer engaged by the owner. The terms of reference are prepared for design-build proposals. The returned proposals are presumed complete when the specifications writer created a TOR that reflect the true intents of the owner. The terms of reference should have established the detailed performance criteria on structural functionality, aligned to the usability or purposes of the structure, fire and life safety, guided by the fire codes and protection of property and people. Practicability. All elements are designed for operations and intended functions. Habitability. Suited to the intended occupants and acceptable internal environmental conditions. Durability. With agreed quality and built for permanence relative to the intended useful life. Economics. Constructed within the project budget and operable throughout the life cycle with the right operating cost. Compatibility. Matching with occupancy classifications, zoning category, appearances in the locale, or the owner's ideas. Maintainability, design for sustainability, cleanable, repairable, and with lower cost of operation and maintenance. Code acceptability, conforming to the minimum provisions of building codes and other applicable codes and standards, or even with the more stringent requirements. In the comparison of procurement methods, I will show you a matrix of inherent differences so you will have the finer views of design bid build and design build methods. Let me be clear that both methods are applied in the construction contract. Design bid build versus design build. Design bid and build method has two stages. Each stage is a separate step. Design bid stage 1 and build stage 2. Design build method has one stage and combined. The general constructor with design build capability performs the design bid stages as one step. Longer procuring time due to two stages. Shorter procuring time because of one stage only. Eliminating the bid as a separate stage, owner controls bidding with full documents. The bid documents are prepared by the architects engineers hired by the owner and use these documents for the bidding of the construction works. Owner controls all of design phases from conceptual to final design until the selection of the general constructor. With design-build method, the owner has controls until preliminary design phases. Then the constructor controls the detailed design upon contract, meaning the owner awards the design-build after the preliminary design. Let me explain further the controls of design phases. Remember the 5 phases of design engineering? In design bid build method, the owner controls all of the phases from phase 1, conceptual design, up to phase 5, author supervision. In design build, the owner controls phase 1, conceptual design, up to phase 2, preliminary design. After the preliminary design is the baseline of control. The owner has no control of the detailed design phase. The general constructor or a designer builder proceeds with the phase 3 detailed design, phase 4 final design, and phase 5 author supervision during construction. Consultation with the owner on design matters can be done but for clarifications only. Continuing with the comparisons, design bid build cost is almost certain before the bidding. The owner has an indication of the price of the project. as this was estimated by the designer. The bid price will most likely be within the closer range of the indicative price. In design-build, the cost can only be certain after the bidding. Though the owner may have parametric estimates of the price of the project, the cost can only be certain after the bids are received. In terms of contractual risk, design bid build poses balanced risk exposures to both the owner and constructor. The design document, specifications, and drawings were prepared in detail by architects, engineers. With design build, there are risks for constructor, cost or bid price. When the terms of reference is not written completely, some of the cost elements may be omitted. For the owner, quality, and design, there are possibilities that the constructor may have misinterpreted some aspects of quality and design, or the terms of reference which were based on miss out those aspects. Pricing of changes or modifications. In design bid build equals contract price minus direct and related costs plus extra time. It is straightforward. In design build equals direct and related costs plus additional time plus disturbances. Disturbance costs refer to costs for redesigning, changes in the construction process, to cite a few items. That cost can be additive or deductive. Big question, which is better, design bid build or design build? Both result to a successful project when applied with real expertise. Management contracting. The third example of procurement method, the owner engages a management company to do the management of projects. I'll be showing two types, 3A, management contractor, and 3B, construction manager. Let me start with 3A, management contractor. Owner pays the management contractor a management fee. Management contractor manages the work of works constructor. Works constructor is accountable to management contractor. Contractual links of the management contractor. The owner can be a developer. The developer contracts with the management contractor. The developer may have contracted a QS, quantity surveyor, have contracted with a CA, contract administrator, and also have contracted with AE, architect engineer. The management contractor contracts with several WC, works contractors. Showing you the communication flow, the developer directly communicates with the contract administrator, the quantity surveyor, and the architect engineer. Both the quantity surveyor and the architect are also communicating with the contract administrator. The contract administrator communicates with the management contractor. The management contractor contractually communicates only with the contract administrator. The management contractor then communicates with his works contractors. Construction management, CMAN, or usually construction manager. The second example of management contracting. Reality check. Is it true that CMAN is the adversary of the general constructor in the project? I hope this is false. The owner directs the project. The construction manager manages the works of TC, trades contractor. Owner directly contracts the trades contractor. Contractual links of the construction manager. The owner contracts with CMAN, construction manager. Owner may contract with QS, quantity surveyor. May contract with contracts administrator. May contract with AE, architect engineer. Owner contracts with several TCs, trade contractors. Showing the communication flow, the owner directly communicates with construction manager, communicates with quantity surveyor, communicates with contract administrator, communicates with architect engineer. Quantity surveyor, contract administrator, and architect engineer focally communicates with the construction manager. Construction manager directly communicates with several trades contractor. Design build and design bid build comparison of typical headings. To give you more ideas on their differences, I will show you a comparison of their typical contract headings. This is usually the contents which compose the contract and contract documents. But what you are seeing right now are the headings of the contract. The succeeding slides are those of the contract documents, or the annexes, or the appendices. Definition, or mainly the contract terminology, is designated as Clause 1. Scope of work and roles of owner's representative and or advisors. Process 2 to 2.4 and so on. Timing and approvals, Clause 3, so on and so forth until 16 for design build. or Clause 15 for Design, Bid, Build. To emphasize, we have contract headings, Design, Build, Clause, numbers in red, and Design, Bid, Build in blue, and subheadings to further describe the main headings. Here, we have differences. Design, Bid, Build has nil or no clause provision. Design, Build Clause 6, referring to design, have clauses from 6.1 to 6.7. Clause 6.1, General Design Obligations. Clause 6.2, Contractors Design Documents. Clause 6.3, Contractors Design Documents. Submission Procedures. Clause 6.4, Contractors Warranty and Undertaking. Clause 6.5, As-Built Drawing. Clause 6.6, Operation and Maintenance Manuals. Clause 6.7, Design Error. Then to the appendices of the contract. In this illustration, the Schedule 1 project information. The Schedule 1 project information can be the equivalent of the general conditions of the contract. Design, build, and design, bid, build methods have no significant differences. Then, followed by Appendix A. Appendix A, General Responsibilities and Special Requirements, can be the equivalent of supplementary conditions to the contract. Have no differences. Continuing with Appendix A, General Responsibilities and Special Requirements. Appendix B. Appendix B, Time Schedule. Appendix C. Appendix C, Commercial Terms. In all of the appendices, there are no differences. The illustrations hopefully enlighten you about the differences between the contract and the contract documents of a design-build or design-bid-build procurement methods. The contracting process recap. This is the principle behind contract management. Construction contracting is controlled by the construction contract. In the contract, the owner's requirements must be clearly, the constructor's deliverables must be properly described. Project activities are performed to deliver the owner is satisfied and receives the products or services. Constructor gain reputation and profitability. Stressing this about the constructor, reputation and profitability. Both of these must be gained for his business to be sustainable. Learning check of Module 3, Part 2, Contract Administration Configuration. After completing the pre-bid preparations, the actual and post-bid processes are performed. There are popularly applied procurement methods to purchase a contract. The comparison between DBB and DB helps you appreciate their differences.